Welcome, St. Louis, to STL TV Live. Raynah here, and joining me in the studio, as promised, is Mr. DJ, otherwise known as Demetrious Johnson.
Well, it's truly an honor to be here, for sure.
Thank you. You know what? No, it's an honor to have you here, because not only did you have a terrific football career, then you decided to do something and give back, and you started your charitable foundation. Where did that come from?
Well, it came from my mother. I mean, my mother passed a year ago in October, and she started this organization called the Southside Welfare Rights when we lived in a Dawes Webby housing projects, and she wanted to show the families, although you are on government subsidies, you still should have pride and try to do your best. So she started an organization, and she was truly, you know, the person that I looked at and I wanted to be like. I mean, I wanted to go out and give back and try to make change in the lives of people, and my mother was the one who instilled that in me.
Now, what's the first thing you started doing when you knew there was something you wanted to do to give back?
You know, I think the first thing I did when I was in fact, when I was in college, I was playing at the University of Missouri, playing football up there, and there was some kids at a boys club. And I asked the coach, can I go over there and talk to the kids? I just want to be a part of their lives, because they look at you as an example. And I just wanted some of those kids who was in the same environment that I've come out of to be able to say, hey, man, if he can do it, I can do it. So the first thing I ever did was go out and be a part of that. And then I went around with the feed the meal truck and go out and feed the elderly. So those are kind of two things that really got my life, just started trying to get back to the community.
And I've done some things with you because you do amazing things at in the wintertime. You clothe and you feed the hungry and the less fortunate. How did that come to be, and how long have you been doing that?
Well, hey, our foundation has been in existence over 21 years now. And,
are you that old?
Oh, no, I'm not that old. I just graduated out of high school. So, I mean, sometimes just a time walk. But we started that over 20 years ago, and we wanted to give back, and we started with our Thanksgiving turkey giveaway and our Christmas party. I mean, now we went from giving 20 turkeys away to doing over 2,000 turkeys.
Well, I know, because I've delivered some of those frozen turkeys with you.
Exactly.
And it's amazing, the gratitude that they're received with, how people are so thankful that somebody cares enough to give them. It might be the only thing they get, and you're out there making sure that happens.
And I like going back to the Dawes Webby Housing Peabody Projects, because that's where I started my life. And want to go and say, I do appreciate it, and I'm so honored and proud to have grown up in that environment, to be able to go back and show, hey man, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm telling you, when I look back on my life sometime, Raynah, you get amazed of what, the things that you endured that you didn't know anything about because it was your environment. Now when I've been blessed enough to see other ways of living, it tells me that, wow, I was really blessed and fortunate to have a great mother and a great family and folks in the community who really looked out for me.
And you know what? You're doing so many things. You have a new project that you're working on now, always with, I was going to say it's always with the youth, but it's not, because what you do at feeding is for the whole family, but you seem to have a special spot in your heart for the youth. Yeah,
I mean, it's, what else? I mean, that's our future. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's very difficult for me to see a kid crying with pain for something that's hurting them. I mean, it's always been something in my life that I can never deal with that. So I'm really passionate about trying to help kids. I mean, that's my deal. I mean, adults are fine, their lives are what they are. And what I tell my daughters all the time, my life is what it is. It's your life I'm more concerned about. So that's how I look at it. Being an adult, we are fine. I got to make sure in my life that I can make a change in the life of our kids. That's our future, man. That's all we got. And we can't preserve the integrity of our kids. We can't preserve the integrity of nothing. And our kids is everything to me.
Well, you know what? Since we've made it to talking about kids, we're going to take a break in a minute. But before we do, you've got a new program now where you're helping kids get some a little bit of training, get some skills, and get a summer job. And I want to talk about that when we come back in a minute after the break. You know what? You guys don't go anywhere. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And Demetrious Johnson and I will be back right after this. And we're going to talk some more about helping the kids. Welcome back to STL STL TV Live, and still hanging out here in the studio with me is Demetrious Johnson, and joining us is Julia Green. How are you today, Julia?
I'm great.
Good. You know what? She's here because we trailed off a minute ago saying we were going to come back and talk about this new program that you're doing. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we just started our umpiring school, the only umpiring school in the inner city in the country for youth. And what it was is a young man named Jerry Burhands. He's a former, airplane pilot for the United States Air Force and all that good stuff. He's a very disciplined guy, and he also does umpiring. And he came and he talked to me about giving our kids an opportunity to explore another deal in sports. I said, wow, what is that? He said, man, umpiring. He said, everything it takes to be a soldier, it takes to be an umpire. I mean, it's truly a correlation. I said, wow, what is that? Discipline, understanding, making good decisions, good posture, confidence. He said, man, that would work. I said, wow, let's do it. So we've had this course. We have our class that goes on for 10 weeks, twice a week. And Julie is one of the ones who's about to graduate from the school. And each one of the kids who's graduating from the school, we also are lined up with the ASA organization. They're the ones who work with all the umpires throughout the whole state of Missouri, and all of our kids will get a job during the spring and the summer officiating games. They get $30 a game, they get cash money, they get an opportunity to work on a career, they get an opportunity to stay off the street, they get an opportunity to stay positive. So this was a great opportunity for us to do this with them.
Wow. Well, Julia, let me ask you, what attracted you to this? What made you say, I want to do this?
Well, it's definitely something that helps to boost my confidence, and when I call balls and strikes, I feel like that I'm taking control of the game and that I'm very disciplined while doing it also.
Is it fun?
Yes, it's fun. It's very fun.
Now, did you ever see yourself maybe doing anything like that?
No, not really.
No?
Not at all.
And where do you think it'll take you? How do you think it's helping you in life?
Oh, it'll help me with my confidence, and I'll be very disciplined, and it helps me to stay focused and to keep my eye on the ball and to call balls and strikes and all of that.
Wow. And Demetrious, how many students are in your umpiring camp?
This is our first graduating class. Is graduating coming up. It's got 15 students in there. And I'm going to tell you something. They were very disciplined. They talk about our kids not wanting to do something that's just so full, man. These kids came, they caught the bus when it was cold. I mean, they came twice a week. They worked hard. I mean, and it's really a disciplined course. You got to be disciplined, you got to work hard, and you got to pass tests. It's not that you can just throw you out there. You truly get certified through ASA. So that's what the thing I wanted these kids to do, is be able to get a certification, get a job, get confidence, and be able to make some money in the summer and keep them off the street doing positive things.
Wow. So tell me what it's going to mean to you to have a little job this summer doing something you never dreamed you'd be doing.
Oh, it'll mean a lot to me, because then I'll just be buying my own things, and I won't have you telling my dad, I want this, I want that.
And how does that make you feel? What kind of a feeling does that give you?
Oh, well, then I'll learn how to take responsibility of my own things and everything.
Wow.
Wow, isn't that big?
That's big.
I'm telling you.
And how old are you, young lady? 13. Wow.
I'm telling you, all the kids are like that. I mean, we've had some kids that has gotten put out of school in alternative schools. I mean, just off the charts. But these kids now, they come, you wouldn't even, I mean, it's like just a different transform into something different, because this is something that they take pride in and they appreciate doing it. I'm telling you something, you're talking about trying to save money this summer. I even have my daughter to come into class, and she's 16 years old. I said, you need a summer job this year, but not only that, you can still use some form of discipline, confidence. I mean, everybody can use that. So I took my daughter and I put her in the class too. And man, I'm telling you what, not only have they learn how to do the umpiring, but they learn how to get along and how to appreciate one another. And that's what I really appreciate out of the whole school.
Okay, well, tell me really quickly how somebody can get in contact with you or get their children involved in your program.
Well, they go in sessions. I mean, this was our first session. Our second session will start probably another couple weeks. And if you want to get involved in it, you can call 314-367-4141 and ask, can you register your kid? It's got to be a kid that's in middle school or grade school. I mean, middle school or high school to be able to participate in this thing.
Fabulous. Well, thank you for joining us today, DJ, and thank you so much, Julio, for coming by to see us. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Stay right where you are. We'll be right back on it.